Hello, hello, hello. This is No More Covers Podcast, Season 2, and this segment is Pillow Talk. So as I lay here at 7:04 on this great Monday morning, I just want to pause for a moment and say thank you, Lord, for waking me up. You knew all about not only me, but about all of us, Father, and you saw fit to wake us up. For that reason, we have no choice but to rejoice in advance and know that it's well and all things are working out for our good, even when it doesn't feel like it. So with that being said, I lay here in awe of the beauty that He has given us, that He has exposed us to on this day. And one of the first thoughts that I've had this morning is the fact that oftentimes we have to pause in the moment of heat. So when we get into these live disagreements and debates, I want us to pause just for a moment and begin to ponder on what has caused this current climate or issue. And what I've found is oftentimes when we get into these disagreements or these debates, a lot of times it's not even about the fact of what's happening right now. Oftentimes we get into these situations based on the impact of something we went through in the past. And for that reason, I want to encourage and I want to remind somebody out there that similar doesn't always equate to the same. What I mean when I say that is just because a situation looks similar and has triggered you, there's a possibility that that similar situation is not necessarily the same. What it looks like is not all the time what it is. And sometimes the battle begins not in that current climate. It begins in your mind when you begin to be triggered and you veer backwards and you begin to repeat some of the things that have hurt you in the past. In those moments, I ask that you pause and you decline. Everything that we do is based on a decision. And in those moments, we can decide to come back to it later. We can decide to hit the pause because now one of us is triggered, the other person is frustrated, and we're not progressing forward. All we're doing is being loud, and when we're being loud and we're triggered in the moment, it causes our hearing abilities, our listening skills to collapse. If we're both yelling at each other or trying to get our point across or trying to be heard or manifest the fact that we are correct and the other person is wrong, how is it that you believe that you are hearing with your whole heart? So on this day, I pause to say that, to say this. We can still choose to be the positive even if we walk away, and decide to come back to it when we are both positioned, not just to be a speaking vessel, but a willing vessel to be able to hear with the opportunity and the mindset that I will begin to understand your point and your view of it. And somehow we can master that skill of how we can come back together better than we were before.